Hello, and welcome to Radish Digital. We're going to do another BoBA Fireside chat. Right now, I have with me Hawkewind, and we're really
Hello, everyone.
with the bedroom voice over there. We really just want to go through and talk through a little bit of BoBA, hoping to get people up on stage, hoping to talk through big hits, break styles that you've liked, dislike, art that you've enjoyed, whatever you have to say. It'd be fantastic if you could jump up on stage, join us, and let's talk through things. So first and foremost, welcome, Hawkwind. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
With that, with that voice right there, I'm doing wonderful. They actually had me working a little bit today. So instead of getting this out earlier, I had to wait.
Oh, that's fine. I would like to point out that in a break I was in, or I was watching, somebody said AARP break. So I can't wait till we have that called out in one of our breaks with me doing a break, being the oldest person around. That'll be fun. Hey, Grandpa, go a little faster.
and Scott and I sitting there giving commentary. Oh, man. It's going to be fantastic. So we talked yesterday briefly. Honestly, I like the fireside kind of chats where there's no real topic. It's just we're here. Let's talk through what's on our mind. We'll see if we can get some people to give some questions, and we'll go from here.
Yep. So do you want to explain how the messages are delayed here? I'm trying to pull up YouTube.
Yeah, so if you're out in X or YouTube, we have about a 30-second delay between when you type something in and when we actually see it here. So if you are typing anything, we may take a little bit to get to it, but we will see it. We will respond.
Yep. And so I'm pulling it up on that's why I keep looking at the other way. I'm pulling up YouTube on my other screen so that I can hopefully watch it, see if they're.
And I'm just pinging, letting people know that we are live.
All right. Because there's one person watching. Oh, it's me. Damn it.
We have 2 Twitter, 2 YouTube feeds all coming into this. So there's quite a bit going on. So, yeah.
So if anyone is watching, please speak up. Otherwise, we'll wait till some people come before we get into anything really good.
Oh, that's just fantastic. So I finally got my hands on some actual cards. I got my first shipment today of the first break that I was in. I took 3 spots in a hero break and ended up getting randomized Gavler, Processor, and Cha-ching. So couple spots.
Oh, what's up, Speck? Speck is actually the artist that drew all of the Alpha Boba or Bo Jackson Battle Arena Alpha Edition. He's the one who actually did all of them. Frank, did you actually also do? Oh, dude, look who we got all the way from Europe. I'm gonna guess.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, dude,
howdy.
Hey.
From that Petra, from that curtains, it looks like you're probably in Portugal.
Oh, you're correct.
Oh, dude, I can tell.
Yeah. There you go.
Pretty good at that. Hey, I got a quick question for Frank. Frank, since you worked on all the art, did you do the art also for the Kaiju and the LA edition with the show? Oh my God!
Great minds think alike.
Hold on a second. I have to see if you guys can see this. Do you see a helicopter flying in the sky in the distance? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I gotta get.
Buddy.
I got no. There is a rope dangling from it with a ladder underneath it, and there's someone on the ladder.
No way.
Yeah, that's how they've been fixing the power lines around here like it. It's hold on, wait, let's see. Nah, they're way out there.
B-Jams, don't get into a wreck.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. These people are just flying around, just strapped to the bottom of a helicopter on a ladder. It's insanity.
That's awesome. That is not what I expected at all. And just so you know, the Frank, known as Spec, with his handle on Discord, actually said he did work on all of the LA box. That is, if you had a chance to take a look on YouTube, Frenchie, the owner, founder, and guy who directs everything, actually for Bo Jackson Battle Arena, he actually dropped a video showing the first looks of the LA box. And it's just unbelievable, including some one-of-ones. These are the proofs. You had to hand cut them, and they're not on the back, so it's not the really, really great final look of it, but they're just unbelievable. So Frank's in the house, and he actually did all the artwork for those, and it's spectacular.
Oh, there was just a post in the official _ Top Gun in the BoBA general chat, put a picture with the Kaiji hot dogs. Oh, it looks slick.
So for those that didn't see it yet, the hot dogs, there's going to be a couple hot dogs for the first time ever that are unique and actually have a finish to them. So just so everyone knows, in the Alpha Edition, there are no parallels or any special treatments or anything else to any of the hot dogs. All 30 hot dogs are all treated exactly the same, regular paper, and there is no rarity, so they all got printed the same. But in the LA box coming up, there's a little bit of magic in there for the hot dogs.
Breaker's going to hate that.
Well,
they've got accustomed to these hot dog breaks.
Yeah. Well, that's also interesting because if you watch that video from Frenchie, you'll see how small the print runs are. He mentions those. I won't give it away. So go ahead and see that real short video he did, so you can both see the looks and get some really good primary information from him. But it's a really low print run, guys and gals. Yeah. So I don't know how much the breakers will be getting their hands on, because I think they had to buy it primary off the website. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. So, and just so everyone knows that you can play those cards in tournaments. You actually can play those cards with friends. It is part of the Bo Jackson Battle Arena ecosystem. So those are actually active cards. So it is awesome.
Yeah, Frenchie made the statement today that every card he creates, he wants to be legal, tournament-ready cards. So, you know, there's promo cards that have been released via Dutch auction. There's cards in packs. There's cards in these new boxes. There's the Sandstorm box coming up soon, or that, I guess that print run just closed. They're all legal, ready to play in tournaments. So.
And he did mention play. There's I don't know what he said, like 3 plays that are actually titled different in the LA boxes. And they're actually the same copy, I think, as existing plays, but the title's a little different. And one of them, I can't remember the exact title, but it says something about curveballs, and it's a nod actually to Clayton Kershaw, who couldn't make the wasn't on the roster for the Dodgers because he was hurt. But the actual title is a nod to him. Same card that already exists, but with a different title. So a nice little collector's version of it, essentially, or if you like Clayton Kershaw. So there's a lot of variation, a lot of collecting, some new plays, not plays, same plays, new idea on some hot dogs. Nothing different though. The hot dogs don't do anything different. They're just collectible. But the finishes on some of them, holy crap. Wait till you see them. So I love how it's a game and it's collectible, and you can do either or both. It's just awesome. And I know I mentioned this yesterday, and I had technical difficulties. Not many people were on, but I'll say it again. Frenchie has done this in the past, and he's mentioned it with this, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, is that you can collect all the cards you want for a tournament deck. And you can collect the Apex decks, which is for an Apex
B-Jams
cards that are powered 160 plus. And you don't have to play in the tournament. You can make a deal with somebody who's really good at playing, and you can actually have them enter the tournament for you. And you're able to figure out, once they come out with the rules and proxies, you can figure out how that person can play your cards. Come to an agreement with them on how to split the proceeds if you actually come in on the money on your placement in the tournament, and then have them play. So you don't have to be there. You might be busy that Saturday. You might not like playing in tournaments. You might get really nervous or stressed. You don't have to be there. It's pretty unique in that regard.
Well, and it works out really well if you've got a couple jumbo boxes coming to you, but you're flying to Nairobi on Saturday.
Who could that possibly be?
I don't know.
Spending 2 months doing treks around Africa. So
it's oh man, I'm watching you guys rip all this stuff and showing these cards, especially Mean Joe Green, and so I'm like, man, I'm jonesing so bad.
Well, didn't you get to watch Smash open a couple of his?
He did, yeah. That was pretty fun. But it's not the same when they're not in your hands, and you're just like, ooh, and you see those. Oh, what do you got?
I got my first cards in hand today.
Okay.
Today, about an hour and a half ago, I finally got the first break I entered. The guy shipped them out.
Wow, that's quick.
I hit my out of 50 Matting League.
Nice.
That was the big hit I got out of that one.
That's great. Oh, thanks for the light turn on. Oh, you are real.
Sorry.
No problem.
I just spent 7 hours getting tattooed all day, so the sleeve is almost done.
Is that the Chihuahua you got put on your arm?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna put a block pack symbol on my elbow right here.
Oh, that's
fun. I just made an awesome purchase. I got 2 hexes. One is Victory, and the other was Matata.
Nice.
And I was able to buy them in a package deal together.
And so
Zeddy listed the Victory, and I knew I didn't have time to message him or anything, so I just hammered it. And then I messaged him like, hey, if you have anything else 185 or up, like, we could save each other a few bucks, tell me I just bought the other one on eBay. So he sent me the other one. I was like, yeah, I'll buy that one. He's like, well, let me cancel it. He's like, I'll drop the price to what I would have cleared. I said, I won't say no to that.
Yeah.
So let's fill in people that are new. So when you said 185, you meant the power, right?
The power, yeah.
Yep. And then Victory's Wembanyama in basketball. And then Matata is?
Ronald Acuna.
Exactly. So you were going for anything that's power. What is your goal right now?
So, I mean, I want to make the strongest Apex deck I can. So, I think now I'm good with 185 and under. So it's 190, 195, and I don't have any. I think I bought 200 that's coming my way, maybe.
Well, you had the promo as well.
Yeah, but the promo wasn't 200. I think it was a 190.
Okay.
But no, that's nice. It's those 200s are they can be very, very, very difficult, and getting one of the 250s, it's like, oh my god. I mean, if someone hits it, I can't afford to buy it from them. I know that in terms of what someone will want for it. So I kind of have to hope I either get really lucky or that they're willing to make a big ass trade.
Yeah, trade them money, man.
I'll give them like a full competitive deck.
Yeah. Or maybe they can play for you sometime.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I know Frenchie's going back and forth on which style tournament is going to be at the National. If it is a substitute, I'll play myself. I have fun playing that. Am I the best at it? No. But I mean, it's there's enough luck in that I feel like I should be the one that's up there. If it's plays, yeah, no, I'll find myself a jockey because I'm not. Yeah,
I feel like they almost have to go with the plays though, because there is the hunt, there is the chase for those SSP and SP plays, so 1 through 16 and 17 through 32. So, I mean, if you don't have the plays in that big tournament, there's less of a hunt there. I feel like it's got to be that one. Which
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going off of what Jeff said to me. He said to me, he's like, Ben, I think it'd be cool if like people like you and I can play there. I was like, well, I don't particularly care. If it's substitution, I'll play. If it's not, I'll find someone and try to make a good deal with them.
So if there's anyone new out there, there's 3 modes of play, 3 different ways you can play. And the easiest mode, anyone can pick it up in 5 minutes, including, I would say, 8-year-olds and up, maybe even lower. And in fact, at the National this year, 2024, Bo Jackson himself played 10 and 12-year-olds, I think, somewhere around there. Now he beat them pretty good, but that's because Bo Jackson doesn't take it easy on anyone. But they had so much fun and they smiled and they picked it up right away. And B-Jams, have you played with your kids?
Oh yeah. Right after National, we were on a kick, so we haven't played with the new deck or anything like that. But the starter decks, yeah, we beat the heck out of them. Mm-hmm. We kind of played like a bastardized version of substitution, I would say. Like I let them cheat and I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
I would let them keep looking at what cards they had, if they didn't remember, type of thing, and I stuck to the real rules on that.
So I want to do a little known fact. At least I don't think a lot of people know this because there wasn't many around. So at National, there was a specific starter kit that was sold. There was 2,999, and this is what it is. And so in it had on both ends had 2 starter decks, and they were the exact same cards were in each of them. And then there's a 1 in 7 chance that there was an insert up top, and there was a card in there. And that was a numbered serialized card. So there's only 2,999. There's some for sale on eBay. They're at a good price. But one of the things in there is there's 3 Bo Jacksons in there, right? Exact same 3. So if you look at Alpha Set, there is a checklist that was published by Bo Jackson Battle Arena. And you'll notice that there isn't necessarily a ton of Bo Jackson cards. And so there is quite a bit in there. So B-Jams, if you're still around, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what you did at the end of the show when you found out you had so many of those boxes bought and that it was time to ship them home. What did you do?
He jumped off, but
come on.
You may as well finish the story at this point.
It's much better in his words. I'm gonna have to wait for him.
You're gonna leave a cliffhanger, huh?
Yeah.
Petrarca, what did he do? How about you answer? I need to hear the ending to it.
I don't recall. I know you had to get like a shipping pallet or something or whatever sent to his house, but I'm not sure. I only speak in Euro pallets these days, so
What's the conversion rate now?
No entiendo. I'm sorry.
Does anyone else know that's on here? And if you do, you can type it or come on stage. And if not, we'll find out one of these days. I know there's not hardly anyone around because it was at the M where breaking down the booth. So with that said, is there anyone else that wants to type anything in or come up on stage, talk? Anything else? If not, we got other things to talk about. Also, is this what you guys want?
I think Petrarca, why did you join? Let's talk to you. What are you hoping to get out of this? What do you just
I mean
shit.
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of wanted to see where everybody was at and what they were thinking about it and where their mind is and how they're approaching it. I'm more of approaching it as a collector than I am as a player in the tournaments. Not that I'm not interested in that.
I'm taking notes, buddy. I'm taking notes on you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's I mean,
well,
I travel a lot for a living, so I hope to be at National next year, but I just think it's such a unique product which is really fun. That gives you on card autographs. That gives you, you know, historic players like Mean Joe Green and Steve Young, and autographs that you normally are hard to come by at this point. I mean, they're you know getting old, kind of like myself, but hopefully a little older than me. But I mean, I grew up a Steelers fan, and I literally had a Mean Joe Green, one for the thumb, T-shirt, because he had won 4 championships with the Steelers. And so, for me, I don't know. I keep saying I'll buy one from somebody, but I want to get to my cards and potentially pull one myself. It's that kind of feeling. It's that when you were a kid and you wanted to pull that Bo Jackson, 1987, that iconic, him standing there catching the ball, that kind of stuff.
Bat over the shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. So
Still the coolest card ever.
yeah, but at the same time, like the Caitlin Clark, the Angel Reese, there's some beautiful cards in there that I think, with the saturation of the market with, Panini this, Panini that, Panini this, we got unlicensed that and unlicensed this and tops and blah blah blah. This is truly unique, and then the gamification on top of that, it's really cool. I mean, it excites me because like I said, I've never been a TCG person. I don't have a lot of time to play games, but I've got a 6-year-old kid and he's loving it, and I had an extra box that I'm gonna have him give to one of his Portuguese best friends.
Nice.
So that's the starter box from the National. So that's really fun. And
Yeah.
Can
I stop you there 1 second, Petra?
Yeah.
So one thing I'd like to just clarify, and it's more my opinion, is I personally don't think it's gamification. That's where you actually take something and add an element of gaming to it. So, or an element where you're striving towards a goal. This is actually a real game. This is a real game that also it's collecting. It could be collecting on its own or with the game itself. I just want to mention it.
So, yeah. No, I am again, we'll profess my layman, trying to use a word that I probably never even used in my life before today. But no,
I'm more
totally
with you, Petrarca. But I love it. I was on one of the breaks on Friday, and the guy sitting there reading the list, and you could tell he didn't know some of the names on there. Like he was reading off who the autos were, and he was mispronouncing names, and I forget who it was, but he said somebody really wrong, and I was like, man, this is one of those guys who he's probably early 20s. He's not heard of or ever seen Steve Young play. He's never seen, Mean Joe Green. He's never seen a lot of the people playing, and so he doesn't know who these people are. And it's kind of cool that this gets to reintroduce a whole different generation to it. My 8-year-old, after watching a stream with me, which I said it yesterday, but I had to make sure it was muted because you never know what's going to be said. But I watched the pack ripping with him.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as it was done, he looked at me. He's like, "Do you want to go play the game?" And so we went and played 3 games. He beat me twice. Like, that's something that I think is really cool and exciting about this. Is it's not just okay, I ripped a pack. Okay, now it sits on the shelf. Like I rip a pack, and my son's going to be like, "Okay, now let's go play with these cards."
Yep. I do want to get into the topic of kid friendly, and I might be in the minority there. But we'll get to that maybe a little later if we have time. Yo-Yo, are you around, buddy? I saw you barely go by with a towel around your waist and nothing else. That was a little weird.
I'm here, Hawkewind. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, buddy. Nice view of your house. I'm sure that's not background, is it?
It's a replica of my house. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk at all? Or are you good listening? What would you like?
You know what? I'm in between working here, like for Turco over there.
We'll let you do your thing.
Yep.
No, but what's going on? You know what? I just logged in. I heard the tail end of what Turco was talking about. Did you have a question for me, or do you just
No. Just wanted to know if you wanted to talk. Just let us know.
Well, you know what? I was one of the people that I wasn't too excited over BoBA. I'm not gonna lie. Once I got my boxes, actually before I got my boxes, I full DJ'd on Whatnot. First night, I think I stayed up till 4 in the morning getting cards. Woke right up 2-3 hours later like it was Christmas, and me and my stealer were right at it again. And then I had to stop myself shortly after buying like 4 Bo Jacksons on eBay, and I realized I probably overpaid. And I said, you know what? I got to put a stop to this. I still got 5 jumbos, 7 hobbies coming, and I actually brought a jumbo box to my office today and a hobby. I'll be making those in between customers. So I can't say I'm not into it.
Yeah. What changed? Just real quick, Yo-Yo. What changed your mind?
You know, sometimes when you see the excitement of other people breaking in and posting, it's like, you know what? I kind of want to be part of it. So it does have a lot to do with the snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
And when Frenchie kept putting stuff up there, I went ahead. I also ordered that South Carolina package. I got one of those also. So it's a little snowball effect. You get into something, you don't want to half-ass do it. So I'm in.
That's awesome.
I'm in.
It's a great story, buddy.
And I can't wait to put them in my pocket and then get them graded, right, Hawkewind?
Yeah. You weren't. There's one person, by the way, from National that got Bo Jackson Battle Arena got a grading of 4. Just one. It wasn't you, Yo-Yo, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't me. But you know, the craziest part, Hawkwind, I won. I using what I was doing. I walked around.
I know.
And I know. This is actually funny. I took 2 in, which was the 4, and then I also got a 10. So I was calling them the twins. You know, one was Danny DeVito, and one was the Terminator. So it was perfect. You know, it was just perfect. One was the worst, and one was one of the best. And I believe it was a 978.
Oh, I know. I remember the 10. I just forgot about the 4. Yeah. I mean, it's so bad. It's crazy.
It's so bad. It actually sold for, God, over 200,000 miles. We recently sold it. That one belonged to the group.
No way.
Yeah, we sold it for 225,000 miles, I believe.
That's crazy. All right. Now, the mystery, for anybody who wants to know, by far the worst grading. The second worst grading is like a tie at 8, just so everyone knows. And he got a 4. So good job, Yo-Yo.
If Paterka had it in his pocket, then he handed it to me. That's what really happened.
The keys.
Thank you for the story.
I don't know why he had keys. He didn't even have a car there. What's up with that?
Well, he had that giant box he had to rip open. So what else are you going to open it with?
I'll never forget watching Paterka walking around Nationals with the biggest box ever. It was like 10 times bigger than him. So he looked like a Smurf carrying a freaking huge box.
Hey.
No, I don't mean your stature. I'm just saying.
What are you going to do when the wrath of the warrior comes down on you?
That's what we need, some Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior NILs.
I still go back to Nationals. It was such a fun time meeting Hawkwind, Paterka, and all the guys there. Just about everybody in the blocks back. It was so amazing.
And I want to give one shout out, Yo-Yo. If you happen at some point to have your comic book there, and if you want to show people, go ahead and pull it out. No pressure if not.
Oh, I have it sitting on my desk in my office at home. So
okay.
Well, if you ever have it, pull it out.
Oh God, the nighttime voice is back.
All right.
Is that kind of like Peach Sweaty?
All right.
Your nighttime
I'm
voice didn't work.
I'm putting this thing back on track. Big Rob. Howdy.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
I mean, I'm good. Taking a little break from work and hopping on here. I almost missed it.
Have you been ripping? What's your BoBA experience and thoughts?
I got 2 hobby boxes and ripped them. I ripped the first one. I was like, I'm gonna rip one and keep one. But I ripped one and I hit one of the autos that I was hoping to hit. I hit a Larry Johnson auto.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It was to 50 as well, so it was better than the base auto.
Ice or fire?
It's fire. And then I was like, I'll sit on the other box. So I only sat on it for a day.
Hey,
Streams of people ripping and like seeing all the posts in Discord. I was like, I gotta rip the other box. I'm not gonna.
anything good?
It was all right. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. Like I didn't get any of the rare hits. I did get play number 2. That was the best thing I got out of my second box.
Yeah.
So on play number 2, I have it up for auction. I think I know. I'm the first person to put up any plays on eBay. And I put it for auction. It's going to be over in like 4 hours. And it's at $90 right now. So
Yeah,
to give
it, yep. I'm surprised that they're going for that high before, because to me, like that's all on speculation, right? We know that that's like going to be a really valuable card if you play the game, but we don't know what the demand is going to be to buy those cards. You know, it depends on how many people are actually wanting to play competitively. We don't know what that is yet. So I think it's all speculation on the plays. I don't view them as collectible because of just words on a piece of paper. So I'm like,
I agree with what you're saying, but I would say it's the least risky of the speculated cards. And the reason why there's one data point we all know is there's $100,000. That's the one data point we know out of everything. When we also know that the alpha is everything that's printed is printed, and almost all of it has already been sold, and we're seeing less and less as time goes on when it comes to breaking and so on. So more and more boxes have been broken, and so we're hitting the apex real soon of what you're going to see on the market. That's the information we have.
yeah.
And we also know that from the people that game tested it, including the guy who created it, i.e. Frenchie, who said over and over in posts on the Discord saying that number 2 is almost a must-have in any real high-end tournament deck. So I just want to mention that on the number 2.
Yeah, I can see how it could be a very valuable card to have. I just feel like it's so early in this game's life.
Yep, it is.
That $100 price point it's a little surprising to me, but also like I've seen enough to know that's not crazy. It's not out of this world.
Right. Yep.
I mean, if it was like $1,000, then I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I would too.
And you know, like if this game goes how we all want it to, I could see that being a lot more than $100 based on what we've seen for Pokemon, Magic the Gathering,
Yeah.
type of stuff.
No, honestly, I love the price discovery period because you never know what you're going to find. You've got, everybody's sniping now on eBay. B-Jam's picked up a couple of really crazy. He got a bubblegum autograph for $90. He picked up the Bo Hex promo for $35. And then all of a sudden people were like, whoa, there's stuff on eBay that's crazy. Let's go there. And then there was a rush. I was watching yesterday. There was a ton of the Bo promos the past 2 days that have spiked
picked
up.
4 of the Bo promos, and I know I overpaid. I think the one B-Jam's got the 180.
The Hex.
I paid almost $300 for it. Just that one.
The big thing for me though, so they didn't really talk about where did they come from, how did they get them, but basically the stores were able to buy these promo boxes. They were able to basically say, yes, I can host a tournament, or I'll help promote it with these cards. And they all received I think it was 2 of the Hex, 1 bubblegum, and then 4 of those glow. So you basically have, depending on how many they were looking to buy at a store, 4 glow, 2 Hex, 1 bubblegum for each store that bought it. How many of those are out in the wild? I have no clue. Have people seen the bubblegum out there?
For sale.
Oh,
Because Yo-Yo, when you showed your picture, you had 4 of them, but you didn't have the bubblegum in there.
No,
I think
I don't even know what I got, to be honest with you. I just seen them up there, and it seemed like there seemed to be a rush for them, and people were just picking them up. So I was like, I'm not going to let this go. I'm just going to get all 4. You're right. I have not. I don't know. I got the glow. What's above the glow then?
So there's the glow, Hex, and bubblegum are like the 3
Right. So I must have got
exclusive.
I must have got a Hex.
Yeah.
is there
And
a
then
blizzard or something like that?
There's the steel, fire, and ice, and those are the ones that you can find inside the box itself.
Right. So
So-
those are supposed to be found by buyers. And I do want to mention this just so everyone knows.
The steel is actually a power of 150, so it could not go in an Apex deck. Keep that in mind if you buy the horizontal steel of BoJax.
But then the Hex and the bubblegum are the 2 highest. Those are both 180 powers.
Yeah. But when you say you can't go in the deck, so are you saying the tournament will only allow you to have an Apex deck?
Just the top tournament. There's going to be multiple types of tournaments.
Back off the microphone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't really heard much about the tournament, so I am very curious what is what. And I hope to make a video or something about what qualifies to get you in certain tournaments. I'm sure they'll be releasing that soon, but
Yeah.
I'm very curious about. Go ahead, Hawkewind.
I don't know why I'm leaning over. So they've talked about it, especially Frenchie. They'll come out with the rules and what they're going to do. They've just talked about the Apex more than the others is all. And they call it an Apex deck. They said it'll be one of multiple types of formats, and it'll just be the top tier. That's all. And they said that the Apex will be power 160 and higher to be able to have an Apex deck. That's literally all we know for sure.
Okay, how many cards per deck?
I think it's 60
Six-
for the heroes.
And I'm sure there's a point system where you can't have all 200s or something like that, right?
So many
well,
players, so many
Yeah.
plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's 6, right? I don't remember how many plays though duplicates you can have.
Right.
If anyone knows,
I
Um,
don't know.
I don't think
exactly.
any of those details have been announced yet, but
Those
we
have
have
been.
time.
So, to my understanding, there's going to be multiple tournaments then, huh?
If it's following the same structure that Frenchie laid out for Wonders, he's wanting to really invest and promote tournaments at specific card shops. So give the LGSs that geo fencing to say, hey, if you're going to run a tournament for us, we'll pump some money into marketing for you to get people to come, and then we'll provide some training to your staff. We'll provide some prizes, things like that. And because that's the Wonders model that he's using, and I'm assuming he'll apply it to BoBA if it's successful. But I would expect there's going to be local LGS tournaments, and then there's definitely the national, which is in June, July. I wouldn't expect too much else in the 6 months leading up to national, but I could see him trying to do like regional type tournaments once a quarter starting end of next year. That's just pure
doesn't that
speculation,
have
though.
something? That's kind of why cardio is, a big part of this, right? Is that they're gonna create that where you can go in and check your status,
Yep.
your ranking, and so forth, and find places to go play in tournaments. So
they're
that's pretty
sanctioned
cool.
tournaments.
I'm like the 16th ranked player in the entire world right now. What were there 32 of us at national last year that got to play in cardio's first event?
Yeah.
and there were only 16 of us that went out in the first round and have the coveted last place ranking.
I got a bone to pick with Hawkewind because I think in Wonders and in BoBA there, he took some fun on me. I mean, he set me in last place.
Yep.
And he said,
It's
"This is your
exclusive.
national record. This is
I'm
your
glad-
national record."
And you don't think that's appropriate for you? I mean, come on.
I'm glad you brought up
I'm
Uriel,
gonna-
not me.
I'm going to take a quick second. Anybody out there in X or YouTube, please post in if you have
There is
anything you want to
there is
say
a
in chat.
question.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen any questions.
So I think
from,
Novak.
Milvec.
No, I showed it on the screen a little bit ago.
Yeah, but I think that's a
no,
question.
but it's an important question, I think.
Think there's sustainability with sales and prices, or is this the new product speculation hype? I can say this with semi-certainty that it's a brand new product, so there will be speculation and hype. It's brand new. There will be. It's inevitable because you're speculating because there's no data. You're speculating because there's nothing to know about the public beforehand. Now, there is a little bit, right? Because we did have national. We did have the product. It was a trainer. It was a starting kit. So it's not exactly comparable. It was limited, but it was a training kit. So we do have a little bit of comparison, but it was also limited at 2,999. So I want to be a little careful on that aspect of it. But it's going to be some speculation hype. When sustainability, we can only do some things that we've seen ourselves on the internet. That would be people doing breaks, people especially doing product reviews, and then store owners telling us how well it's doing in their shop. If they're demanding more product, that's great. If their customers are demanding more of it, that's great. Right.
Well,
and then one last thing, and then I'll open it up, is that if you actually get people start the shops starting to actually do tournaments, even if they're casual tournaments, and they start getting people asking to do plays. And then I don't know if you know how magic shops, TCG plays work. They actually come in and just play themselves. They come in, there's a couple open tables, they go play. That's great. And they do it on their own. So if they start seeing one of the challenges of hobby shops are that you don't get an engaged audience that stays there for a while. That's the beauty of TCG shops. They get an engaged audience that stays there a while, especially mom and dad that have to stay there with their 12 or 14-year-olds, 10 to 8 to 12. That stay there, and then they buy some drinks, and then kids are like, "Can I have a pack?" and blah blah blah. That would be great, and that's what hobby stores would really like to have too. So all
they need
these
a beer and alcohol permit at the same time.
yeah, depending on the state, especially.
Right.
So I just want to point that out. Those kind of data points are going to be important to collect and understand to be able to tell if it's sustainable with sales and prices. No matter what, though, I want to point this out. This is only my opinion. It's still a bell curve of some sort. So we're in the peak, and I don't know if we hit the apex or not, but we are going to see a settling of prices.
It's not a bell curve. To me, it's more like the crypto market where it starts and it goes white hot, and then it starts to dip a little, and then you're either going to see it build back up and this slow wave of hype and drop as you get closer to tournaments, things like that, or you're going to see it continuing to level out and
let's take a vote on that. The people that are on right now, I say it's a bell curve. I disagree. It might be not going all the way out and flattening. It could be a bell curve that comes up and stays at a higher. I think it is higher baseline when it flattens. But what do you guys think? Is it like Bitcoin, or is it like?
Well, I mean, I think it also depends on how many different drops there are or whatever. That's also another thing to bring to market, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. We're talking just alpha in this case.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I was just going to say earlier also with way to sustain it is also in the areas that aren't selling as quickly. BlockPacks will put marketing dollars into those areas to generate more more eyes to see it. So I think that's something that they're going to learn from the LCSs that are selling well, and the ones that aren't selling as well, then they'll have that. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's like anything else. I mean, I rip open a box of holiday tops, which is just, I mean, there's a lot of image variations in there and stuff like that, which is cool. But I'm selling them like hotcakes right now because they just came out, and people want their cards. And then it'll taper down a little bit. But I think there's most likely it'll be the bell curve with it going a little bit lower and then kind of tapering off and finding its plateau. But
Yep.
there's
How about you, Big Rob? Sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure.
I think when you look at the collection as a whole, then you're going to see more of a bell curve type of thing. But when you look at specific cards, that's when you'll see more up and down and spikes. Because if you look at somebody like Wimby, like he didn't have a big bell curve. He had just up for longer than we've seen from anybody for a long time. And then you see a decline in the spike and a decline. And it gives us a slow slope down to like an even. I think we're still sloping down a little bit. But if you look at the whole from his rookie year, it was probably more.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's a great example. Really good example.
So I think that's a very thing with specific cards or specific heroes in the set. I think it'll be less specific heroes and more power level.
Yep.
Where we're going to see that kind of thing. Maybe a couple of the rookies like Caitlin Clark and Wimby, but I think
yeah. So, sorry, I mean to with the ones that don't have autographs or whatever, are we going? There's block packs going after the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reese, the Wembys. Is that even feasible or what's that?
Wouldn't you? I'm sure they're making
I just
runs
didn't
at all
know
of
if there
them,
was,
but
any alpha out there to peak.
You've got the wrong people on if you want alpha. Like we're pure speculation here.
Come on, that guy right there.
I'm not going to say.
Maybe, come on.
I'm sure they're put feelers out.
We'll have to ask Jeff or Eric on those. But yes, I'm going to be
I
tight.
just
with
was waiting for a smirk or
oh Jesus! I wasn't even thinking of. Yeah, my body reaction. Damn it!
There's no way
I
they
can't
didn't
even
put feelers
see.
out with those players.
What's
they had
that?
to have put feelers out. They had to have put feelers out. I'm sure there was some that was just like, I'm not interested in this new untested product, and some that were just like too expensive for their like launch. Because I mean, like, are you going to sign Michael Jordan to this? There's no way. It would cost too much money. They're not going to print enough to spread that cost out. I don't know. He might still have an exclusive with Upper Deck. I don't know.
I think there's 4 things. I'll mention this. There's 4 things. Oh my God, Petra's frozen in the weirdest. Oh, there he is. There's probably more than 4, but there's 4 things that I know of. There's how much money they cost. Are they signed to exclusive? How long does it take for them to get it back? And then will they do it or not?
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more reasons, but those are the ones I can think of.
I mean, I'm surprised we didn't get Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he's on everything, I mean, he's on. I mean, I got Icy Hot on right now.
I got a quick story after
that.
I hope he comes out. I hope they get Shaq in a future set.
I mean,
Well, I think
Would
that's
you want
where
him
we
in the
think-
Lakers or the Orlando?
Lakers, come on.
I would want him as Shazam.
Oh,
Shazam. That's a great question for Frank /Spec, who did all the artwork here. Ask him if there's artwork on Shaq, right? If there's no artwork, then how could you get him to sign an autograph? So maybe it starts with the artwork. I don't know. He would be great to come on stage and ask.
Did he have an alter ego when he was a rapper?
Oh man,
Diesel.
It was Diesel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I have like a semi truck with him, you know, like
No, with the
there
shoes.
we go. It
Didn't he
writes
have Google
itself.
Shoes? That's
What's
great.
that?
He had Diesel shoes. I remember sneakers.
Yeah. I just
Yo-Yo, did you have a question you said you wanted to say?
No, going back on what Paterka said when I was at Chicago doing that commercial over there with Bo.
Thanks, Frank.
Bo Jackson literally told, I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling this story, but here I'm gonna go for it. So I could overhear Bo saying to Frank,
you probably shouldn't say it.
No, it's a
No.
good story.
Well, let's just save it.
It's nothing bad. Bo just basically along the line said,
Hey, I'm here.
I'm not Shaq. I don't put my name on everything.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good story.
It was good. I mean, it came straight from Bo's mouth, and I thought it was so
I love
classic.
Shaq. I'll take him any
That's
day
great.
of the week, man.
Oh,
That
me
guy's
too. I'm a
freaking
big
hilarious.
Shaq fan. I was very bummed when he left the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a good story, actually.
For people that don't know, Spec is joining us. He's done a lot of the more recent hero art, a lot of the boxes, everything else that you're seeing. It's a lot of it's going through his hands. So
yeah,
fantastic work, man. Beautiful.
Yeah. And Frank, you obviously said, not sure if you could talk about. Obviously,
yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Just give us a little tug of the ear, or
Petrarca,
little...
you stop it, or he'll never come back up on stage.
That light flickered in the back. I think that was the signal.
Turns the lights switch on and off.
At the current moment, I'm not working on any special characters for BoBA Drop 2. But I'm sure, when the Super Bowl starts and whatnot, there's going to be some stuff.
Nah, that's cool.
I have a question you might be able to answer without mentioning any specific heroes. So you guys have already started on the second release for BoBA, correct? Like as far as
no, I have not started. To my knowledge, I've not started anything, but I've, I'm getting stuff thrown at me all the time.
Has there been any ideation sessions about set 2?
I don't get involved in that.
Okay.
They give me. I have a Excel spreadsheet basically, and I just go on there, see what I'm assigned, and just get to work.
Cool.
They tend to give me a lot of artistic freedom in creating characters. So for the most part, I have not handed them anything that they've been like completely redraw. There's one I could probably say that I'm working on right now that we're questionable because the character design I came up with involves alcohol, so we're trying to figure out if I can do that or not. If that's going to be
Colt 45.
Is that Lenny Dykstra?
No. It's for I'm working on HGH Basketball Drop 2 right now.
Who's an alcoholic in basketball?
No, it wouldn't have. It's just the name. So, and it was a crazy concept I came up with.
Nice.
So on that note, though, remember, other things can come out, and I'm not saying they will, but in Bo Jackson Battle Arena, there's a like second drop, but in between that, there's other things that can come out. That are much smaller. And
I'm sure we're going to do a Super Bowl, once we know who's in the Super Bowl. So with the World Championship box, I started working on the Yankees and the Dodgers basically a week beforehand.
Right.
And then once the Dodgers started taking it, I just kind of stopped working on the Yankees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure the same thing's going to happen when we're close to the Super Bowl and any other, anything else.
Well, I can tell you this
NFC
much: you don't have to worry
NFC.
about any Bengals stuff right now. Just you can ignore the Bengals and.
Dude, man, the Bungles. Oh,
the Bungles are back, baby.
Now,
we got to lose to the Browns again this upcoming week, so
Yeah, what's up, Yo-Yo?
What about any dead legends? I've always thought it would be kind of neat for HTH or even BoBA to come up with, some athletes that are no longer.
That's something that we've talked about. Yeah, that's definitely something we've talked about.
I've always, to be honest with you, I manufactured. I drew up a comic book in my head, and the guy that was passing all the radioactive hot dogs was none other than Babe Ruth. He was, he was in a Dick Tracy kind of a costume, and in the shadows, he was the one, introducing them to what was going on, and that was kind of I don't know, I just imagined it all, but Babe Ruth seemed to be the one passing all the radioactive hot dogs.
Well,
Hey,
you could do
Yo-Yo, if you build it, they will come.
That's
yeah,
right.
you could do Mark McGuire and like he could be like Andro.
Make
You
him
could have-
Bane from
Dude, you could honestly
Batman.
have the Bash
Juice.
brothers. Jose
yeah.
Canseco is always down here in California. I've seen him
Oh,
quite
yeah.
a few times. And I guarantee you,
Oh.
Mark McGuire and Canseco, the Bash brothers would be a big hit. You could have some steroids on the background.
No,
It would be so amazing. What do you mean,
Dude,
no, Hawkewind?
It was not illegal at the time.
Correct.
It was not
it was in
illegal.
baseball. It was in baseball at the time.
Oakland
No,
McGuire is a lot
they
different.
They
than
didn't
some
have
of
the
those-
testing for it. The Andro.
Yeah. They didn't have the testing, but it was illegal.
Look at the NFL since the 80s. Tell me
I don't know. His
90% of them
Mark
weren't roided
McGuire's
up.
thing was sitting right in his locker when he was doing interviews. I mean,
Real quick, before we go too much further, is there anyone in the audience that wants to type any questions or comments or wants to come on stage? Do we have anyone in the audience?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of people
Oh,
watching.
do they think we're rambling? Is Petra? talking
The
too
number has gone up
I
consistently.
I always talk
so-
too much. That's what I'm paid to do. Come on now.
paid. And I'll say we want to try to keep this to about an hour, so we've got 5 minutes or so.
We can do whatever. Wait, this is a ad hoc one, isn't it?
It is.
We can
But-
stay on.
We can always do another ad hoc one.
I mean, Cloud's got little kids. He
Look,
kinda
Hawkwind's
needs
about to start giving away stuff, people. Get ready. Hawkwind will be giving
Uh-oh.
away.
Oh,
Remember this
dude,
one?
don't do that to me. Come
Remember
on.
this one?
You know what? I didn't
Yeah.
get any of them. I forgot
I didn't
to
get
ask.
anything either, man. I came in just after that happened. Oh,
Oh, that's too bad.
Did we?
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even know. For sure.
I
we
can
give
feel your
away.
empathy all the way over across the Atlantic. Thank you.
I'd like
I don't
to
know about
point
you
out-
guys, but I'm about to go down to the Cincinnati Zoo and walk around and look at some pretty twinkling lights. That sounds like a night to me.
Heck yeah.
And actually, my son gets off the bus in 20 minutes, and I want to show him. I finally have some boba for him to
Nice.
actually look at. And
Cloud, should we give away one of these to the audience members?
Yes, I'm in the audience.
Woo, that's awesome.
Oh man, Hawk, don't even start it.
Is he really teasing like that? That's cruel.
That's cruel and unusual.
That is cruel, and he is unusual.
All right. I'll do one that these are actually not good ones, but they have meaning. I'll give one to the audience member if somehow we can rando it. But it's up to you, Cloud.
You want me to pull it up, or you gonna got it, Cloud?
And I'll tell you, I actually pulled this. It's only at PSA 8, but I can actually send it as long as you DM me with your name and address. If
Go
Cloud
for it.
can
If you
figure
want,
out.
I'm gonna do this. If you're in any of the chats, man, you type into the chat. Just hey, I'm here. We'll give everybody like 3 minutes or so, and then I'll put a list and I can run a random on it.
So
Josh,
this is a card I collected and I pulled out of a pack myself in 2001. It's Donruss. And it's actually from Donruss Classics 2001. And this gentleman don't type it in, by the way, either in the internet. Does anyone know he was a 1909 Triple Crown winner? Anyone have a clue?
1909 Triple Crown winner.
Yep.
Bueller. Bueller.
You want me to say it?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
This is a stadium seat from
Nice.
Forbes Field.
Awesome. That is
So
cool.
I've been actually checking this out, Ty Cobb, and so I've been holding this for a long time, and I just got it graded to actually keep it nice. But if anybody wants this, which will auction off, and they keep it, because again, graded in 8 isn't so great. There's not many of these at all graded, because
Yeah, but for PC, that's awesome. Ty Cobb
yeah,
card.
exactly.
That's cool.
And you can see on the back, this is
One
the
more
actual,
minute. If you're out there and you don't see
See?
your name on the chat, hit me up on DMs in Discord, or make sure you chat in.
and I'll mail it out. So I always thought anything. It's really weird how they used to do it, by the way, where they put a player's name that has nothing to do with the relic itself, but the relic is cool. I thought that was really interesting. It's relatively thick. They had to use a one of the thicker slabs. And if you don't know about PSA, if it's too thick, they'll reject it. They're not great at thick slabs. So you have to go
I've
with
heard that
another.
complaint before.
The other, the other actual company is grading will actually do thicker.
Just trying to keep it PG.
All right. This is the last call. I've got Josh McCain, Yo-Yo, Milvex, Spec, Big Rob, Trucka, and that's it.
Filizino.
Oh, Frank was, yeah. Well, is Filizino, you still out there?
I don't have to count for any for this.
Oh, for
Why not?
Filizino, of course.
Spec,
Okay,
you're welcome,
all right.
you're welcome to give away a few things also. You know you got some goodies hiding.
I'm not there yet. I just
Alright.
do drawings.
Well, if you win, you can choose who your favorite person on the stage is and give it to
Don't
them.
make me do that.
Well, we know.
Make
who
it
that
very
is.
awkward.
You, Cloud.
Hey, what can I say? All right. I don't know if this is the best place to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Claude, maybe this is the perfect time to announce it.
Yo,
Some
show
of the
your
breaks
face,
you got
for
coming.
goodness sakes, man.
All right, let's run this wheel. Let's see what happens.
I just wanted to announce the Radish Digital breaks. That's all, and that's digital with the J.
There we go.
Digital with a
Filizino taking it home.
Who was it?
Not on.
Filizino.
Phil.
Hey, he
I told you he wasn't here.
he chatted earlier. I gave him the spot.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So we'll reach out to him and make sure that he gets Hawkewind sending that. Man,
Phil,
we pissed
you know
Big
you
Rob
owe me
off.
some
He
comic
jumped
books.
off.
Should I maybe random this off in one of our breaks?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
think
Gaviler.
during a break.
That's sick.
It's actually number 2. I don't know if you guys know this.
Filizino
There's
is
Phil.
here.
What does that say? I can't read it. Right here.
I can't either.
Huh. It's numbered 59. So it's serialized to 59. It's a Gaviler bobblehead made by Block Packs.
Really?
Nice.
When did
Oh,
those
you
come
guys-
out?
You don't know this? Who knows about these?
National.
That was before our time for sure.
That was national, not last year, but the year before.
Oh, these are really rare.
I've only been here. I'm only a year old, dude. Come on.
Oh, man.
It's felt like a lifetime, but it's only been a year.
I know. For all of you, I'm sure.
Wow.
right.
Well, I might just figure out how to give this one away.
That is cool. Heck yeah, I'd love that.
I would assume it's really good. And I love how Block Packs from the beginning,
Bye,
like
Rob.
Jeff has always said, is it's serialized. Make it collectible. How can we
Yeah.
make things collectible around here? Serializing a bobblehead package is just awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you can see it's HTH,
Oh,
right?
there's Big Rob with his.
Big Rob's
Oh,
got
look
his.
at these show offs.
Nice.
Nice.
What's your
What
number,
you got,
Big Rob? What's the serial?
I got number 83.
Ah. If you
He's
guys
got
could figure out
99.
who's number 1, that'd be great. There's someone you know.
Really?
Yep.
Zarek.
I thought
B
Cloud
Jams.
had number 1.
Somebody has already guessed it.
Slappy.
I can't tell you though.
It's B-Jams. What do you mean you can't tell us?
Well, just flicker the
Well, it's
lights
either
a little
Slappy,
bit.
Zarek, or B Jams. Let's Hey, so a couple of things. Number one, if people want this, we could probably jump on and do another one here, maybe Thursday afternoon. I thoroughly enjoy, especially with all the boba hype. I want to see the big hits. I want to just talk. The other thing is obviously Radish. We are doing breaks on Saturday, so we have 3 breaks. We're doing 1 jumbo, 1 hobby, 1 booster. It's pick your hot dog. So 1 of 30
What
spots.
time is that again?
On Saturday we start. What it's been 4. I think we're gonna start at 4
Hold on.
Eastern.
4
And then-
Eastern.
Yeah.
No.
I
'cause
wonder.
I'm the one breaking.
I wonder if Emirates will have Wi-Fi.
You should
It's
check. But we'll be
5
on for a couple
Eastern.
hours.
5
Um, so if you want to join a break, would be awesome. If you want to just hang out with us, we'll be probably doing the exact same thing we're doing here. So feel free to join Saturday. It'll be a couple hours because we have 3 breaks we're gonna do. But yeah, like I'm really excited about all of the Bo Jackson Battle Arena stuff coming out. I love the fact that Hawk, we never got back to it, and maybe that could be a topic next time. Bringing your kids into this, so it's bringing them and introducing them to collectability. It's introducing them to this gameplay. It's introducing them to the legends of the game in a lot of cases. So I'm really excited that I get to buy this stuff, and then I justify it to my wife that, hey, it's for the kids, really. So,
I
but
don't want to grow up.
I know.
Toys R Us kid.
We're all just big kids. I know I've got to get going here, so I wanted to do a quick round the room. Last words, if anybody had anything. Petrarca, you've been on the longest. Any comments, points of rebuttal?
Well, I just want to say, like I said, kind of in Discord the other day, this community, I've been here a year. I love it. 99.9% of the people besides Hawk, I love. And only because he busts my chops every time he gets the chance. But I respect him for it because he's good at it. And no, look, we are the megaphone for this. We need to, you want it to be sustainable. You want it to be, big. You want it to grow. Then you got to get out there and you got to use your social media. You got to use all that stuff. Don't just expect Block Packs to do it because we are the owners of this company. We are the, everything, right? We own the cards. We're the fans, we're the investors, we're all of it. So, put some time and effort into it and be present in that side too.
Thank you. Spec, we'll kick it to you. Last words, comments.
Nothing. Just keep just keep telling me what you like, what you don't like, and we're gonna get some. We are in process of looking for some more artists to help me out, which means we'll get overall more volume out. And yeah, so anything new from here on out, me and the gentleman whose brainchild this is, we're the ones creating all the new characters, and then what we're looking for is nice.
No, Petrarca, you will not be an artist.
Yeah, and then we're looking for everybody to help us with the older characters that we're bringing back in, even though I'm having fun drawing some of them. So.
No, I love it, and honestly, I think that's one point. I want to make sure that it's perfectly clear. Like I don't want to sit up here and just all hype and all this is the most amazing thing. There are things that can be done better. There are things that need to be done better. And so, if people have those, by all means, we want you to come up on stage and talk about the things that could be done better. Whether that's, oh man, it bothers me a little bit, or this absolutely pisses me off. I hope they change it. We need some of that up here as well. We don't want to just sit here and hype all day because that's not realistic. There's always things we can do better. So I appreciate that, Spec. Yep. You're here to listen to the good, the bad, the ugly. So far, there hasn't been a whole lot of the latter two, but
really hasn't yet. So fingers crossed it stays that way.
I gave you my 2 cents suggestion yesterday, including the community a little bit more in the design or the naming. I know that's not necessarily your department, but it's something that I think we've.
I was thinking, yep. I was thinking that just as we were doing this, that same thought is like, man, it's just great to, again, the town halls and stuff like that. I love that. I love that part of our community because, it makes you feel truly invested in it. And that if it succeeds, you succeed. And it's fun and it's great and you love it. So
100%. All right. Thank you, Spec. Big
Here's the
Rob.
mess. Yeah. Thank you.
And one of my favorite things about the release weekend was finding random people on Whatnot doing breaks and seeing our community show up in their channels. I don't think they were used to that kind of crowd. And they hit lightning in a bottle when they bought BoBA and decided to put it on Whatnot because that was a risk on their part.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure we chewed through all the BoBA that a couple of those breakers had in 2 days.
Very quickly.
And I don't think they were expecting that to happen. I don't think they've had that experience with any other product they've ripped. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And I'm with you on the town halls and the community feel to it. That's one of the best parts about this is when we can get together and talk about the stuff and nice to hear some alpha from Frenchie, when he gets on a town hall, but even stuff like this is great. That's all I got.
Thank you. And a PSA out there for all of us geeks and wannabe geeks, leave some of the product in the store so that more people can buy it. We don't need to keep just buying all of it up, but I love seeing how fast it's been going and the response we've been getting from a lot of these breakers and stores and whatnot. Yo, any words of wisdom, things we should chew on before we get out of here?
No, not at all.
Fair enough. We'll come back to it. Hawkewind, thank you as always, jumping up here. You're going to be the pretty hands. I hope you have your manicure and you're ready for the ripping. Oh, what is up with the pinky? Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
So I played football and I never did my PT afterwards with a pin in it. They took out the pin and I never did the PT. That's what happens when you don't do PT.
Yeah. Too much nose picking. Yeah, I get it.
Pinky?
Curves.
All right.
I will say this.
My nostril. I don't know.
So my laptop is not powerful enough, I guess, and so my screen saver in the background shuts off, and then all of a sudden my entire room shows up like it did in this. So behind me, these are my good cards just in the closet. So these are all the better cards that I have of baseball and TCGs.
Nobody puts Bo in the closet.
No, Bo's over here on this side on the ground.
All right.
So the one thing, I only want to know one thing. Should I do the breaking like this or should I do it with my mouth right here?
I'm definitely
Maybe we'll do both because I love doing it like this.
Yeah, number 2. Good call.
Cheese and
All right.
crackers. All right. So I just want to thank everybody that jumped on stage, everybody out there watching on X and YouTube. We try to randomly do these things. It would be nice if we gave some more notice, but sometimes my work actually wants me to do work, so I have 30 minutes notice. I know it's sad. But I love this. I love coming on. I love talking. I could talk all day about this stuff. So appreciate the community. Appreciate everybody that joined. If you have any questions, by all means, make sure that you're hitting us up in Discord. If you want to see any of our content, Radish Digital, and as Yo-Yo would say, that's digital with a J. And we're always on the Bo Jackson Battle Arena Discord as well. So feel free to tag us in there, and we can always talk.